Welcome to Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. Last week, I let go. I said goodbye to my work with Buena Vista University. It was a hard goodbye because I have invested so many years as a student and as faculty in this institution. But because of our relocation to Minnesota and this time in my life, it was time to move on to another opportunity. I know not everyone has had the good fortune to love most of their jobs, but I have truly loved all of the jobs I've had in my life. Uh, Not cleaning hotel rooms and stacking hay bales on a farm, both during high school, I guess, but the rest I have loved very much. When we take measure of what we have done in life, it seems it would be good that we enjoyed where we invested the most of our time. Life is short and gets shorter when looking through the rearview mirror at age 70, that's for sure. Therefore, I'm so thankful that I have had a hard time leaving every job since high school, a hard time saying goodbye. When it is hard to say goodbye, isn't that the best indicator of the love and commitment you feel to a place and to the people in that place? I'd say so. Friday, I sent a farewell email to the staff with whom I worked most closely. I told them BVU has been a place I was willing to devote a lot of energy and my life to because I live intentionally and don't want to spend my days in places without meaningful investment. It's like the famous quote: life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a well preserved body, but rather to skid in sideways, chocolate in one hand, wine in the other, body thoroughly worn out, and screaming, Woohoo, what a ride! Thank you, BVU. My time with you was a great ride. When going through a time of letting go, we need to reflect on what that part of life's journey has meant. Who have we become because of that time and the investment in the place or its people? How have we become better? It's like that exercise I shared earlier this year. Put three circles on a piece of paper, all touching each other. Title one, Moving Toward. Title another, Moving Against. And title the third, Moving Away From. Take stock in your life right now. What would you put in each circle? It's easy to fill them in when you're making a transition like I'm making right now, but earlier it was hard for me when interpreting the nudges in my spirit as I was discerning my direction after being asked to consider an opportunity. So today I would say I'm moving away from BVU, moving toward a new opportunity and more time with my grandchildren and my 96-year-old mom. And I'm moving against spending so much time in front of a computer. Richard Rohr wrote in one of his daily meditations that I get, we must take the risk of legitimate attachment, meaning fully feeling the emotion, learn its important message, and then have the presence and purpose to detach from that fascinating emotion after it has done its work. Hmm. I looked back on these many years with this institution and realized it had done its work and left important meaning in my life. I had become very attached to BVU, but know that as I detached from that work, without that time, I could not have embraced leadership as I was able to because of what I learned in my position. I could not have honed my ability to teach the art of counseling, which enriched my own skills, and I could not have made lifelong friends in the staff with whom I worked and the students who I grew to love each year. These are exercises and things to think about every now and then, just to take stock of life, realizing that what is meaningful to you and the new meaning that might be emerging from your experiences or encounters. There's a wonderful book on my shelf that I use when helping children deal with death. The title is Cry Heart, but Never Break by Glenn Ringfed. The story is about four children. Their grandma was upstairs very sick. One day a stranger in a dark cloak came to the door. The children knew he was Death. He sat with them, drank the coffee they brought him, and after a long while went upstairs to their grandmother's room. They joined him there and saw that their grandma had died. Ringford writes in the story, the curtains were blowing in the gentle morning breeze, Looking at the children, Death said quietly, "Cry, heart, but never break. Let your tears of grief and sadness help begin new life." Then he was gone. Hmm. Leaving a place you have loved or people you have loved is always a time of grief. We grieve. It's a natural process of letting go. Grief comes to invite you to let go. Many people are afraid of change, but for some reason, I love change. Either way, when we transition from something to another thing in life, we risk because we do not know how things will turn out. It is then we should look to this quote by Aaron Hansen: "There is freedom waiting for you on the breezes of the sky, and you ask, 'What if I fall?' Oh, darling, what if you fly?" This week, on your bathroom mirror, write, "What am I moving toward? What am I moving away from? And what am I moving against?" Join me next Monday for Live Life Inspired Views for Every Day. I'm Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.